Hello, my name is Pablo Sorribes, and I'm a technical sound designer and composer, and I will show you guys how you can work with interactive music in Fmod today. So we'll start off with how you can make a loop which has a built-in tail work within Fmod, and also how we can trigger a loop stinger when the loop point happens. Then we'll follow up with how you can fade in and out different intensity layers, how you can trigger a stinger when you raise the intensity, and also when you lower the intensity. So without further ado, let's get to it. So let's start with the loop. So we have these 4 stems, and if we start at the lowest intensity, sounds like this. And when we go to the loop, we want to loop it with this tail that's built in. So it's gonna sound like this. So here we have a transition, which happens, transition stinger, and we set the loop to 1 bar before the loop point to allow for a transition stinger to take place. So the loop point is actually here on the 47th bar, but we set the loop to loop on the 46th, because we're going to have a transition which is 1 bar, and then which allows the transition stinger to have its downbeat here, and that's where the loop happens. So and the loop is over here. So yeah, that's how you do the loop. The way we set up these tracks here is basically we have trigger behaviors and we have automation or modulation. So the base layer doesn't have any trigger conditions at all, but this one triggers whenever the intensity parameter is between 1 and the maximum. And this one is between 2 and the maximum, and this one is only in the 3. And all of them have a modulation on the volume of the single instrument. So like they have a fade in of 2 seconds and a fade out of 4 seconds. So let's turn off the stringers for now. So let's do it from the start. So we only have this layer here right now. If we go to the next one, so we got that one as well. Let's increase it some more. That's where the volume starts. And they're all synced to on 1 bar. That's the magic, where the magic happens. So they will only start on the next bar. So that's where the 3rd layer comes in. And this creates some pretty nice fades. So we have the brass going wild here on the 3rd layer, or 4th, I guess. And then we go down to 0. And they all fade out, and we're only left with this one. We go up to the 3rd one. And so on. And sometimes you also want to have some kind of stinger which happens when you raise the intensity. The way this is set up is that in this music intensity stingers event, we have a timeline which is just a loop for 1 bar, and that's only to keep this event alive all the time. And then we have a parameter sheet for intensity from the game, and we have descending and ascending stingers. So, well, first off, we set them up so that when we change the intensity to 1, either this event or this event is going to trigger. And then the same thing for these two, this event or this event, this event or this event. And that's being set by the isAscending parameter. So if it's false, like 0, then it's going to trigger these guys here. And if it's set to 1, it's going to trigger these guys here. And the way these are set up, it's basically a event with a stinger with 1 bar. So it's like this. So that one is the descending one, and here's the ascending one, which sounds more or less the same, but without that whang dissonance thing. Well, let's take a listen to how it sounds first. So on intensity 0, there's no no stingers right now. If we set this one to ascending, it's true, and then we change the intensity to 1, we get that stinger triggering there. And the same thing goes on if we go up even more. And if we then do descending, so right now, like, the game would send both the intensity and the ascending value at the same time, in the same frame. I can't really do that, so this one is going to trigger that at the same time. It's going to trigger the sound. So I'm muting it for now. And let's wait a bit. Yeah, there we have it. And if we go down from 2 to down to 1, we get a slightly different stinger. And yeah, if we go to 0, we don't get any stingers at all because we haven't set that up. We only remove the layer. So yeah, so that's how it works, the entire set together. So basically, recap, we have a loop region, which is set up to 1 bar before the actual loop point, because we want to have a transition region for triggering a transition stinger, or like loop stinger rather, in here. And then for the actual intensity layering, all of these guys except for the base layer have trigger conditions for the parameter intensity set to 1 bar, and then with some nice fade in and fade outs on the HD modulation. Modulation, fading, fade out. And then as an extra sprinkle on top, we also have the intensity stingers here, which trigger whenever you change intensity. And we also have the flexibility of having different stingers depending on if we're going from up to down or from down to up. And that way you can get some more flexibility in your music. Well, thank you for watching, and a huge shout out to Thomas Farnan, who created this amazing music. And also, I hope this helps you out with your Fmodding and your interactive music systems. That's all for me, and have a great day. Bye bye.